this is going to like dive into a totally different topic.
Do it. Yeah.
It's something that I was thinking about recently is like we're, especially in the US, like we're headed in a direction where a lot of things like we're beginning to not need a lot of like human interaction or like connection because everything is like contactless, like, you know, and like drive up and online stuff and you know, just grab and go and self checkout and like social media. Like a lot of people can gain a lot of satisfaction socially from that, and we're becoming more and more like accustomed to like not really needing like face-to-face interaction or like experiences. And I think that there are going to be just few things that are going to be like irreplaceable. And I think that like the experiences that you get, and like this is why I'm so passionate about service in general, like service and like engagement and like giving someone an experience like when you're serving them is truly like irreplaceable and something that you're not going to be able to get. Like even if like Iron and Kin were like you just like you have a touch screen, you pick your coffee and you pick it up, like it wouldn't be as successful as a shop as it is now, because a lot of what makes it what it is like the environment and like the people and the connection and stuff like that. And I think that that's truly irreplaceable. And I feel like music is like an art in general, music, art, like those are all things that like a robot's not going to be able to like make a painting that like makes you feel something, or maybe it will, but like just like the connection that we feel to certain things. Like I think that a lot of us will hold on to those things even as like life continues to, and the world continues to like advance and progress and constantly change. And I'm not like resistant towards change. Like I know that like it's kind of bound to happen, but I also still want to hold on to like those things that are like really irreplaceable, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree. That is irreplaceable, the human interaction. And yeah, I think I totally agree with Iron too. Yeah, the coffee of course is great, but it's mostly about, I think, that the environment and like the interaction with you guys. And like, I think it works because of the staff, you know, it's like people want to come in and see you, and and then it kind of becomes the water cooler kind of place where people just come and catch up with their friends, and like you're bound to bump into someone, you know, and
yeah,
it's like that spot. So I agree that human interaction is irreplaceable. And it is interesting how you just named a bunch of things where we're getting rid of interaction, like drive-through and contactless payments and self checkout. It is interesting. We're going more and more into that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
we're losing some of that human interaction.
It's wild. And we like, I think at our age have been able to like experience both. Like we grew up where before it got so big. But it's crazy to think about like how our kids will live and how like our kids will live and stuff like that. I remember taking an astronomy class, and my professor, she started off the lecture like just asking us about like our futures and stuff like that. And she's just like, I want everyone anonymously to write down like 3 careers that you can see yourself like getting into.
Yeah.
And so we all did that. And then she had a list on the board. And then she was like, all of the, like, see if like anything that you wrote like is listed here. And she's just like, these things within the next like 10 years or 15 years can be and will most likely be replaced by like technology and like AI and like robots, and like just will not, like people will not be needed for these jobs, like factory jobs, all these things. And the ones that will all like needed people and that wouldn't be replaced by that were all stuff in like the art and like service and like music realm and like stuff like that. Like, and it was just really interesting to see that, like, you know, like how our future is headed. It was very like eye-opening for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting. One of the companies I've worked at, oh my gosh, that's my new thing. I keep saying it's interesting. I kept hearing myself say that when I was editing last time. Everything's interesting.
Everything is interesting.
Everything is interesting. But yeah, that's a big critique of technology and like artificial intelligence. That someone's calling me. Uh-oh. Is that my phone?
Maybe.
I think.
It might be mine, but
Oh, no. Yeah, it's not.
That's okay. I'll call him
Um,
back.
but yeah, that's a big critique of like AI, that it's going to automate, like it's going to get rid of truck driving with self-driving cars and so on and
That's
so forth.
crazy. I didn't
Yeah,
even know that.
it is crazy. Like all of it's going to touch not only like digital things, but also physical things, like manufacturing, so many different kinds of jobs. And it's interesting because that is a bad effect, right? That people will be out of jobs. But then it has happened in the past where like, you know, the Industrial Revolution and, you know, agriculture, like advances in ag tech have made it so like people don't have to be farmers basically, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so, but it like that has allowed us to flourish and like have more people become doctors and artists and things like
Yeah.
that. And it's interesting, like more and more jobs are being picked off, like not just being a farmer and jobs like that, but it's even like there's apps now that can look at a picture of someone's skin and tell if it's melanoma like faster or better than a doctor can, a skin
Wow.
doctor can.
What a
And
trip.
it's trippy, right? So it's like
Mm-hmm.
even like $500,000 a year jobs are like sometimes being uh, can be done better by a machine.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just, yeah, it makes you wonder, like, I think part of it will be bad, but also the optimist in me thinks that it will be cool because hopefully the world will be able to allocate money so that it's not just concentrated, which the world, like, we're very bad at, but like,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully we figure that out so that like people's general quality of life can become better so that they can have more time to work on creative things and create more things. So it's like it's always like that.
Absolutely.
It's a you know, it's with one bad thing comes a good thing, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, it's interesting. I wonder how that will go. And I mean, it seems to have played out that way when we had the Industrial Revolution and agriculture technology improved. That we were able to spread the wealth and people's quality of lives and life expectancies went up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. It seems like we're not good at spreading wealth, and that people at the bottom keep kind of continually get like compressed and compressed. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's beyond my knowledge and understanding, like how to solve
Yeah.
that economic problem. But yeah, I hope we have more artists. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but you're totally right. I think that that's a really good way of like looking at it. And you have to be positive about it for sure. And I think we are like the future generations, like we're not, like our generation. And I think like future generations, like they aren't, like willing to like, it seems like they're not willing to like just like settle on, like I feel like we're seeing a lot more like entrepreneurs and like creative minds and people who like want to like help others and like revolutionize and do all of these like great things, which is like really cool because it like kind of goes back to what we were talking about, like structured living and, you know, following timelines and like just like, you know, following a certain path that like a lot of us were never meant to and aren't meant to like live. And I think
hmm
that like with like the progression of like everything happening in the world, like it will kind of force people to figure something else out rather than just like getting like a mindless like job where
yeah.
they don't have to like utilize their talents or gifts or abilities, you know?